Welcome back. I was on the road for a little bit traveling and had a great time in Dallas, Texas at the Epic Book Publishing event. Going to talk a little bit about doing events and being back out in the real world because we got so used to being virtual, which I still love. It's always a blast to do virtual events. Networking events are wonderful virtually. My list grows and grows. And every day, my calendar, my inbox is connecting with more people all the time. And I love taking the time to make sure I connect with people and do actual follow ups, actual one on ones. Set yourself up for success that way. And this weekend was no exception to that. But it was back out in the real world again. We're a little bit rusty of being back out in the real world, I found out. Talking to people in Dallas, it was a little bit awkward for some people to realize we could shake hands, we could hug. In fact, arriving on Thursday night for our event there, I'm sitting around meeting new people, hanging out, having a little drink, and I see someone from the back of their head, and I'm looking at this lady going, I think that's Linda. And I'm not sure for sure because I haven't seen her face, and there's a bunch of people hanging around, people flying in from New Zealand, coming in from all over the United States. And lo and behold, she stands up, turns around briefly, and it's Linda. And in a room full of people I do not know, I literally shout out her name, and she turns around. Now, she doesn't know where I'm at because the voice is bouncing all over the place. She literally caught who I was, screamed trigger out loud, and came running across the room, and we give a big hug. Now, we have never met in person. It's only been a virtual business and work relationship on some amazing things together. But she literally comes across and gives me this big man hug, big warm hug. And then we stop and realize that was just natural. It was so natural to connect with a human that you've already connected through the virtual lens in real space. And you realize the power of the virtual space does pay off in the real world. Don't miss that. Don't give up on the virtual networking and business calls. It will pay off in the real world. Now, the other payoff is what people realized was it's been so long, we don't have business cards. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do without a business card? But I use a business card. It's a digital business card. I don't even have a regular business card anymore. And I want to point this out as part of your networking now, as going forward, especially at live events, you can use digital tools. Now, hopefully this will show up. This is going to be a grand experiment on my phone here. But my phone has a big cube there, the largest cube on there, as I get a message right now. Thank you very much. Reminding me to do my live. But it's got a big QR code right there. And that QR code opens up to my hi, hello. And you can scan this, go right to my card, and you get to see my wonderful face. But all my social media contact, a brief video about who I am. It will take you to a landing page. You can book from my digital card your one-on-one call. You can also learn more about my coaching that way. It's an absolutely ingenious, simple way to connect with people. So I did get several business cards in person, but a bunch were not prepared for that part of reconnecting again. It's a big miss as we go back out in the real world, but it's also a miss here in the virtual world. That QR code can be included on any post that I share. There's a link I can drop in any message on any platform. And there's other material that I can email anybody I get your email address to. The digital card now takes care of everything, and it's always in my pocket. It always makes connections far easier. And I was gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, back on Sunday. I'm already getting inbox results from having that digital card. You get a real card, you get a physical card, you have to go enter that information in. You have to go squint your eyes. If the eyes are getting fuzzier, you have to look at that business card. You may have notes on the back of the card. But that's one thing to realize, both virtual and now in person. Don't forget that card. It's so important. And use the digital to your advantage. Now, the other thing about making connection now back in the real world is you want to make sure you do follow up. When you get home, go through all those connections, go through everything you have, make a plan to follow up. Do not miss any leads, connections, possibilities hanging out there. I'm already working through my list. I actually have a physical list that I'm writing down to make sure I go back out and do a one-to-one. Hey, here's what we talked about. Here are the ideas we had. Here's something that might help you that we discuss from my programs, from my services. So it began today. The reconnection after the connection, after the event. What processes and plans do you have to help you connect after the event? Whether it's a virtual event, whether it's an in-person event, hybrid, do you have an intentional plan to reach back out and keep the connections going? Do not assume that they're going to be the one that reach out to you. As great as you are, as your offers are, everything you got going on, do not think it's going to come to you. You have to go after them. So how are you networking? What are you doing? Do you have a digital business card ready to go? I have no affiliation with Hi Hello. I think it's a great tool. I've tried other ones. I highly recommend you go give it a try and check out Hi Hello. Also, by the way, don't forget How to Rock the Stage every Wednesday night. We're live from 7 to 8 o'clock. This week, we're going to talk about photography. Do you have a headshot? Do you have a great professional branded photo shoot done? We're going to talk about the power of leveraging your headshots, your publicity shots with Kim Bontrager this coming Wednesday. Don't miss it. Join us live. For now, I'm the Trigger, Rich Bontrager. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for more 2 p.m.s with Trigger.